Hey guys, it's Kara from iStampin.com. Thanks for joining me for another one of the paper and ink sketches. I apologize for doing a voiceover, but I've got a sick kid at home, so I didn't want to do a Facebook Live and it be a big old mess. So here we are. So you can see the card that I created. I'm using some brand new product from our holiday catalog, which I can't wait for y'all to see. You can see I'm using Stitched with Cheer, which is a stamp set that matches one of the project card kits. I just can't wait to use it. So you can see I use that. And then the designer series paper, that's the Candy Cane Lane designer series paper along with the matching baker's twine. So the metallic red is wrapped into that baker's twine. And then you can see I used our Brights enamel shapes. So you can see that it comes in 3 different shapes. And then the 1 3/4 inch punch is what I used to punch out the stamped sentiment. And then I used our layering circle framelits for that really cute red scalloped circle. So it's just a really fun card, and I think you'll enjoy making it. It's super easy. So what you're going to need to do is to get out 2 ink colors. I used Crumb Cake and Real Red, and I'm going to show you how I have that 2-tone ink look. Oh, here I'm showing you how I'm storing my sketches. I found this cute binder at Staples. It's a Martha Stewart binder. So I just got some plastic sleeves to store the sketches, and then you can see that I went back to back and I've got extra sheets. So if you are enjoying these paper and ink sketches and want to keep them, I'm just showing you the Office by Martha Stewart binder brand there. So, think about just getting a simple binder, and it's an easy way to store them. Okay, let's see. So I think I'm going to start off showing you just how I made the card. And you can see we've got all the measurements there and some tips on ways to make the card. And like I've said in my previous videos, it's a sketch. You can change it up however you want. So I'm starting off with thick Whisper White cardstock, and that measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. The designer series paper, that measures, let's see, 4 1/4 by 2.5. And then I'm just going to adhere that using snail. And like I said, I can't wait for y'all to see this product suite. It's just the absolute cutest. Everything in this catalog, for the most part, is just to die for. So y'all should start receiving those catalogs. I sent one to myself, and I received it on Tuesday of this week, so I'm hoping my customers are starting to receive it. If you would like to receive a copy for yourself and currently don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, comment below or reach out to me, and I'll get a copy to you. Okay, so here I've just got a scrap piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to ink up the stamp in Crumb Cake first. And you can see that it's stained and red, but it's clean, so don't let that bother you or think that the red's going to appear. And then I'm going to go ahead and punch that out with my 1 3/4 inch circle punch. So you just want to center the stamped sentiment in the middle and then just punch that out. And then I'm going to stamp, or I'm going to clean the stamp off first, and then I'm going to stamp it again using Real Red. And all I need is just that holly jolly part of the stamp, or of the sentiment, I should say. So just stamp it again, and then I'm going to take my scissors and just cut out Holly Jolly. Super simple, just cut it out into a rectangle. I'm leaving a very thin border around the 2 words. So this is super easy to do. And then I'm going to pop up those 2 words on Stampin' Dimensionals just to really make it obvious that it is stamped differently, which obviously it is because it's in a different color, but I like to make it even more obvious. So I'm just going to get some Stampin' Dimensionals now. Because it is a little bit thinner, I'm going to cut the dimensionals in half, and that will give me enough just to lay on the back side of the cardstock, and I think I need 3. You can do 2. I like to use dimensionals. They're cheap, so I don't mind using more than most people do. And while I'm doing this, waiting to go on to the next step, I want to remind y'all that I have a Facebook group page. It's called Stampin. So if you get on Facebook, you can search for that, or search me, Kara Walker Golby. That's my name on Facebook, and I'd love to have you join my Facebook page, and for you to upload your sketch so that everybody can see your interpretation of the sketch. So please consider joining my Facebook group, and it's a business page, and there's other things there as well. All right, so you see that I've attached the Holly Jolly with dimensionals, and now I'm going to use dimensionals again to adhere the plain white circle onto the scalloped circle. And so, like I said, I used the layering circle framelits to create that red scallop circle using my Big Shot die cut machine. And so what you'll do is you'll just find the matching framelit that goes with this circle. So here's this strip of crumb cake cardstock. It measures 3 1/4 inches wide. And here I'm going to show you how I wrapped the metallic baker's twine around it. So I wrap it around a few times. And then I'm going to show you a trick. I will say that with the metallic thread, the baker's twine does have a tendency to curl when you are making a bow. So I'm going to show you here how I used some rubbing alcohol to spray on the ends, which helps. You can see here I have it in a little misting bottle. So I just spray it into my palm, and then I just rub the twine, and like I was saying, this helps from the bow getting all curled, and so this I find this trick to work. I will say that this thread, or this card for whatever reason, gave me a little bit more difficulty, but if you just have patience and just fiddle with it for long enough, you'll eventually get it. It's such cute twine that I wanted to use it. So here you can see when I start to pull on the tails, you'll see how it starts to wrap around like that and twist. So you just have to keep manipulating it. The first card that I made, it didn't take very long at all, but for whatever reason I had difficulty a little bit longer with this one. So just fiddle with it, and eventually it will work. And here I am still messing with it. There we go. So I'm going to adhere this with dimensionals, and then I'm going to put that, I'm going to use that strip to overlap where the designer series paper and the cardstock meet. And if you don't want your designer series paper to be that wide, of course you can cut that down. And so then I'm just going to trim off the part of the crumb cake cardstock that's hanging off the card. And then I'll go ahead and cut the tails of the baker's twine. Then I'm just going to use snail to adhere the stamped sentiment. Just put the snail in the middle of the circle for that to adhere onto the crumb cake strip. Just put that down. And then the very last thing that I'm going to do is use those enamel shapes and to put them in the top right corner. Now on the sketch, it starts with the largest circle first, and then they graduate down. I just have 2 sizes of the enamel dots, so I started with the largest on the bottom and then the 2 smaller ones on top. So like I said, these sketches, you know, just use it as a blueprint. You can change it up. There's no right or wrong. If you wanted the card to be landscape, you can do it that way. So there's the finished card, and I brought the sketch back so that you can see that it's similar, just made a few subtle changes. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Head on over to my blog, istampin.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and to my blog. Bye, guys.